Everyone in this room is dumber for having heard what you just said. You're awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Hopefully this time we can prevail over the sound issue that I had trying to publish this video yesterday. I recorded it, and apparently no sound came through. It's working now, as far as I know. But that was a fun hiccup. Thanks to everyone who supported me despite that. I saw a lot of thumbs up anyway. It's probably people who were like, I kind of like this version of the video better when he doesn't talk. But anyways, we're talking about the best Lightspeed token uses. They're new to the game, and you can see it. It's kind of a zoomed in picture, like right on this thumbnail, right next to Kira's face. Like that's what they look like zoomed in, and we'll talk about that more in just a minute. We'll talk about what the best targets are for this new Lightspeed token, and like the most efficient, the most effective, all of that stuff. Before we do that, huge shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for your support. I could not do this without you guys. Thank you so much. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Please mount the algorithm. Just like Sushi Glory Hole, it's a good idea. So let's jump into it. I think we got to do it from a different angle this time. So because we're gonna look at what these tokens even are. So they're at the very end here of the episode track, and you either get like you can get, if you've purchased the pass, then you get the big one and you get the small one. Everyone will get the small one if you can get to the end of the reward track, which I know that a lot of newer players aren't going to get that because it's so heavily reliant on being able to beat galactic challenges, which I still think is the dumbest part of the game. But when you click in here, you can see that. Remember how I had that zoomed in photo of what the tokens look like? So the question a lot of people have just been asking me a lot about these, like, what do we expect? These are Lightspeed tokens. They're going to be like Lightspeed bundles where you can upgrade certain characters or groups of characters. In this case, just individual characters, but in this case it's for smugglers. But there are a few restrictions. So if you click on this little upside down exclamation mark, aka an I, a lowercase I, you can see the requirements. So a few different things. First off, it's released in the legacy era, and I'll show you guys how to tell if they are. I mean, this one is really easy for us, honestly. You can apply them to any smuggler except ones who are galactic legends, so no Jabba. A journey guide unit, that would be Chewbacca in this case. A conquest unit, that would be a character that you unlock from Conquest. I don't think there are any of those. Guild Raid unit, that's actually applicable to Han Solo, the Raid Han unlock characters. There's only 3 of those total, but Raid Han happens to be in that. And the Territory Battle unit, that would be like Riva, for instance, or Ki-Adi-Mundi, Probe Droid, etc. So it doesn't apply to any of the characters here, but then what happens is you apply these, and the character, if they have, so they get to 4 stars, unless you're already at like 5 stars, then nothing happens. Gear tier 12, which is really nice because that bypasses the need for different bottleneck gear like Chirotech, for instance, or I mean, back in the day, Carbanti used to be a big bottleneck, etc. It gets you to level 85, and that's even if your character isn't even upgraded at all, or isn't unlocked at all. So an ability levels up to 4. So that's the little one. The bigger one is a little bit better. Still has the same requirements as previous. It gets you to Relic 1. So it bypasses all those expensive Gear 12 pieces, gets your guy to 5 stars, and your ability... Hey, thanks. That's so exciting to get my ability levels up to 5 instead of 4. That is, wow, truly magnanimous. So pretty good. So let's look at the smugglers. I have this whole ranking here, folks. Oh, let's subtly shift where my face is. Whoa, madness. All right, so we've got ETH here, just protecting it so that people can't see. So I've divided all the smugglers into the best versions of, like, the best deals, so to speak, and we'll go through all of these characters. So first off, we have the non-applicable smugglers, which is, like I said before, Jabba, because he's Galactic Legend, Chewbacca, he's a journey guide character, and then Raid Han is a raid character. That's why they call him Raid Han. It's not because he wields cans of spray for bugs or something, spray that kills bugs. So the first batch is, I mean, I feel like it's a little obvious, but maybe it's not. But these are the best. So out of all the smugglers you can apply these tokens to, I think that Zori and Hondo are best. And we'll go into that here. So Zori it's an interesting case. There's a lot of people who have the entire resistance team because they've unlocked Rey. Then they don't have the Kyrotech or the wherewithal to farm Zori, and unfortunately we're not getting her to 7 stars with these tokens. You're getting her to 4 or 5. So you still have to farm her. She's on a hard node, but I think the thing I like most about these tokens, honestly guys, at least initially, is the fact that you don't have to spend as much Kyrotech. I realize that you need to use 100 Kyrotech of some sort to get any character to gear 13. But we're going to just kind of ignore that specific instance. Instead, we're going to look at the Kyrotech that comes before the Gear 12 bottleneck, right? So, like in this case, Zori needs 300 Kyrotech before she gets to Gear 12. And that's a really steep price for a character who is not... she's not an unlock character. She's not required for anything. And she's part of a team that is, while it's good, it's still... it's not a necessary team. However, it is nice. Like, she's a pilot for a ship that's a little underrated. Just only a little bit, though. It's still not the very best. But she's also just... right now, she's the lead. She's not actually a lead, of course, but she's like the most important component to a team that is currently countering Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, and she also, I mean, she's like the queen of turn meter train teams. Like, turn meter train teams are slowly going away in this game. There's a lot of mechanics that fight those, but out of all of them, I think she has the best turn meter team right now, and she's a character that a lot of people can just upgrade and immediately be able to use because they already have the team unlocked, and she costs a lot of Cairo. There's a lot of good reasons to apply the token to her. The only competition she has, in my opinion, is Hondo. Now, Hondo is he's kind of ascendant right now, right? So he's got the 2 most recent fancy tags. I realize Jedi Vanguard isn't quite it's just not as good of a tag anyways, but he's a pirate and a mercenary, which is really... and then smugglers and scoundrels also, he's really strong with right now with the tags that he has, because they're all very relevant. What's more, he's a good character, and he's required now for 2 different characters. One is Afro, which obviously, like, she's kind of niche. She's marginalized. She's not as good in this game as for mid-game players, but you still need him at Relic 5 for that, and then now you need him at Relic 9 for the new Galactic Legend Hondo. So he's a good character. It's not just that he's an unlock character. He, in fact, he's the best number 4 character to go on a Balin team, for instance. He also goes really well with a lot of different scoundrel and smuggler kind of teams. Like Dash goes really well with him, for instance. And then, of course, he's going to go with pirates. He's part of the new raid. He is pretty good, and a lot of people... so you can farm him easily. He's on Cantina, so, and a low Cantina node, so you can farm him quickly, and that's kind of the weakness of these Lightspeed tokens anyways, is they only get him to 4 or 5 stars, but they get him... he also costs a lot of Kyrotech. You can If you get him to Relic 1, that's 400 Kyrotech you can spend on someone else. 300 if you get him to Gear 12. And that's a nice little boost for a character that is just suddenly right in the middle of everything. He's a very important character. And just to point out, folks, just because he has the neutral tag, yes, it's not the best. Like, he would be better if he was just straight dark side or something. It doesn't make him a bad character. I've argued, people in my stream have been saying that lately. He's a bad character because he has the neutral tag. It's not, there's a ton of characters that have bad components to their kits. It doesn't make them bad, it just makes them less good than they possibly could be. Oh, real quick, before I forget, the way you can tell if a character is what era they're released in, you can click on this little thing. It's new right next to their name. And then it says released in the Legacy era, which, you know, Zori. Same thing, most characters are going to have this right now, this little Legacy era tag. So, anyways, those are the two best ones. Now, there are some, if you already have these guys relicked, if the Lightspeed token doesn't help with them, but you still want to spend them on a character, the second tier of characters is they're not much worse. They're actually pretty good. They're all ones that are more effective for, like, efficiency wise, because they require more Kyrotech. They require more than just the Gear 12 Kyrotech. So, like, Dash Rendar, if you don't have him relicked, he's probably a great candidate. Honestly, if you're early-ish game and you haven't worked on him, requirement character for Profundity, requirement character for Star Killer, and does a lot of damage. Early game, he's very strong. He does a lot of cool stuff, and you want him on your team. He costs Kyrotech, so you want to spend a token on him. That's a good choice. Skiffguard Lando. I'm not gonna hide or lie to you guys and say that he's super useful in other parts of the game. Some theory crafters are able to get some small amount of use of him with some datacrons. Otherwise, he goes on a Jabba team, and if you don't have Jabba yet, and you're not working on Jabba, he might not be the best choice, but he is a requirement character. He's part of the Jabba team. Like, you're gonna end up using him quite a bit once you have Jabba, and he's not bad otherwise. Like, he does cost Kyrotech as well, so not a bad choice, just not like, oh hey cool, now I have Skiffguard Lando, I can do a lot of extra stuff. Like, no, you can't. You can unlock Jabba slightly better. And then Sana, she's very similar. She helps you unlock Afra. She's a pirate now. I don't know what team she's gonna end up being on, if any of them. She ends up just wanting to be with rebels for the most part, which is a weird thing, but she is a pirate and a mercenary. Like, she's got a lot of good tags as well, just like Hondo. So, not the worst. She also takes Kyrotech, which is why she's on this list, and she's a requirement character. So, all these guys are requirement character and required Kyrotech. Not bad investments. So the rest of these characters don't require extra Kyrotech, other than the Gear 12. So, the next tier, like Tier 3, Kira's good. She's like the 5th character on a Balin team right now, in my opinion. She's got a lot of good solid utility. Again, she's not a pirate, but she is a mercenary, scoundrel, and smuggler. A lot of these characters have all of these tags, but she does a lot of good stuff. She's very relevant in Rise of the Empire. You need her to relic either Relic 5 or 8, depending on how many special missions you want to do with your guild. She's pretty good. L3 is still a very strong tank, actually. The pre-taunt is really nice. The ability to continuously taunt with abilities and then hit back passively. She counters, and then she passively dispels debuffs on other scoundrels, which is really nice as well. She's a pilot. She is very relevant still. Surprisingly, she is very strong. So yeah, she's definitely worth some gear. Vander Chewy hits pretty hard. If you don't have, he's easy to farm. He's so good with Dash. If Dash applies his Omicron, it's because you have a good Vander Chewy to help. He revives his characters early game. Him and Dash are kind of overpowered together. It's kind of a fun combo. Is he required for anything? Not really, but he's required for the shower scene in Solo, so that's cool. So shower scene Chewy. And then Nest. Nest used to be so good, and now, I mean, Nest is still a pirate. Is now a pirate, even though she fights pirates or something. It's a weird thing, but she I don't know. Why did they make her a pirate, guys? That's such a weird thing. But she's still decent sometimes. Depending on her datacron, if there's a datacron involved, she can be really good. She's fine. I don't know. Their day is kind of past, unfortunately, but she's without a home. And then the final tier, guys. Young Lando is... He used to do a lot of damage. You can see I got him to Relic 8 on this account. Just because he used to do a huge amount of damage with his special attack. It was a lot of fun. And now he's just keeps diminishing. He has a huge ring on that hand. I never noticed. Doesn't matter though. He's cool enough. I like him as a character, but I mean, very clearly there were better characters, and this is the final tier. This is the, you know, not as good one. So young Han, same thing. He's got some utility in the sense that he's required for at least one special mission in Rise of the Empire. 2, if you want to get him to Relic 9, which you shouldn't want that. That seems like a thing I would prescribe you to not want. But yeah, why is he Relic 6? No one really knows. Man, he used to be good way back in the day too. Just I'll put him on the pile. Veteran Han and Veteran Chewie, they're both. So the cool thing is, Veteran Chewie is actually required for 2 different galactic legends. He doesn't require extra Kyrotech, and he's not that good, frankly. Like, because he usually all of his kit kind of revolves around hanging out with Han, and whereas one or both of these characters wouldn't be like the very worst thing to add to a team. For them to be the best, you really have to put both of them on a team, and that starts dominating a whole team for them not being like that good. And so they're both requirements for either Rey or Supreme Leader Kylo, and then Veteran Smuggler Chewie is a requirement for Hondo now. So he's not the worst choice. They're fine. They're okay, but they don't help cut back on your bottlenecks. So I wouldn't worry about these 2, really, honestly. Unless, I mean, those 2 are probably better than young Han or young Lando, honestly. YOLO and whatever, YOLO and what do we call this guy? No one even cares, guys. Let's just call it a day. Now that we mention their nicknames, and I can't even remember them. That's how often I think about them. So I'm gonna let you guys go. What do you guys think you should use your Lightspeed tokens on? I think you should use them however you want. My alt will be using them. My 10 million alt will be using them on Zori. Oh, and then one of them will be on Hondo as well, I guess. But that's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.